What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Mads, and today I'm being a little theatrical because I just live for the drama. But anyways, I have a giant stack of books here. This is my end of the year TBR. I know you can see some of them. This is my second time filming this because I just was yapping a lot in the first one and I'm like, I'm not editing this. So anyways, without further ado, here is my end of the year TBR and a little mini life update. So I'm no longer in corporate. I went back to working with kids again. So I'm part-time teacher and then part-time behavioral health tech. I do apologize if you hear any background noise. My window is open so the airflow causes my shade to kind of hit the window. But yeah, with all that being said, let's hop right into my TBR. So I have all these books. I have some other books behind me. I'm going to start with those and I'm going to kind of like work backwards to what I'm currently reading, if that makes sense. First, I want to get to Binding 13. Well, I shouldn't say first. This is on my TBR. Am I going to get to this first? No. So Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I know this is about some kiddos or whatever, high schoolers in Ireland. Male main character plays rugby. That's pretty much it. That's all I got. It's romance. That's it. That's all I've got. The book club Patreon thing that I'm a part of, there's buddy reads going on for this. I'm just not participating in them right now because I've got other priorities to get to. And honestly, this makes me nervous because a lot of people are like, no, you're gonna cry, it's emotional, and I'm just not that person. I don't like feeling emotions in my books, if that makes sense. Like I do, but I don't. I don't want anything traumatic happening. But anyways, next I have Lore Olympus Volume 7. I honestly might pick this up tonight when I get home from work. I do have the PM shift, so I might not even get to it. I might be just so tired. But yeah, I really love Lore Olympus. I think it was like my second graphic novel that I read. So the fact that Volume 7 is here, Volume 8's coming out early next year. Like it's amazing. Like I read the first 3 when I found out about it and I was like, okay, I'm patiently awaiting Volume 4. And then Volume 5 came out and then Volume 6 and now we're at 7. So it's really like cool to see all of them come out. Oh, next I have Court by Tracy Wolff. This is book 4 in the Crave series. Honestly, the previous book, which put me in a huge slump because I just didn't see any satisfaction out of that book. I'm nervous to read this book because book 3 wasn't action-packed enough for me. Like the second book was such a high to be on because we saw a lot of action. Book 1, we saw a lot of romance. But book 3 was a lot of plot building, introducing us to new species of characters, the prison system, so political stuff. They're pretty much set up in the way that, okay, they have to go find 3 things, or there's like 3 plot points they need to get through in order to find this thing, or to do this thing, in order to defeat the person they're trying to defeat. You know what I mean? That's like the common plot setup of each of these books, but book 3 really didn't do it for me. I felt like it was just a lot of that information could have been pushed together a little bit. The book did not need to be near 700, 800 pages. But all of these books are, they're very short chapters, so it's not, I don't want to say they're not detailed. There's just a lot of fluff. So anyways, I'm nervous for book 4, but I do want to get to it because it's setting me up for success for 2025, where my goal is to finish a series I'm currently reading. This. I don't want to DNF it. I do want to give it my fair shot. I will probably listen to it. I did have to listen through book 3 a lot because it was boring and I'm just like, 2x speed, let's go. I don't want to be sitting here listening to it any slower or reading it any slower than I have to. So there's that. Alrighty, next, I know y'all see that spine. Akatar, I'm so excited to finally pick this back up. I soft DNF'd it. Basically, Feyre already killed the wolf or whatever, and that's pretty much it. She went back home and talked about home life a little bit, about her sisters, and that's it. That's where I'm at. I think what I want to do is pick this up and read this over Thanksgiving break. I think that would be like a good little birthday treat for myself because yeah, I deserve to read for my birthday, you know? Like, I don't even know what I want for my birthday because I literally just have no self-control and buy everything that I want. I want to get through that and start that because my goal is to finish Avatar next year as well as Throne of Glass so I can finally read Crescent City. Some people just plow right on through those books. I don't find myself being one of those people. Alrighty, next I have The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is book 2 in the Windy City series. Again, speaking of starting and finishing series, this will set me on the right track for next year. I'm pretty much the romances that I'm in the middle of, like the series that I'm in the middle of, my goal is to finish them either this year or next year. So I did want to pick up The Right Move because I loved Mile High. I want more of Liz Tomford's writing, and that's a really unpopular opinion about Mile High. A lot of people don't like it. They think it's too wordy for the story that was given, and I'm just like, it was a hockey romance. I ate that up, okay? Okay, anyways, Right Move. This is Ryan and Indy's story. Ryan and Indy were in book 1, so I'm excited. Like, I'm reading it this month. It's in the basket. Okay, next 2 books. Reckless and Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I plan on wrapping up the Chestnut Spring series this year. Reckless is Leo and Winter's story, and Hopeless is Bo and Bailey's story. So some good side characters are finally being brought to the forefront, and I am so excited. Next, everyone's talking about Zodiac Academy right now, and I mean everybody. Larry Reed's, Jordan, everyone's talking about this, and I'm just like, I also want to read this. I've had my eyes set on the Zodiac Academy since I started reading again as an adult, and I think it's time. I definitely like the indie published covers more so than the new cover of Zodiac Academy that's coming out, and I'm just like, ugh. You know, like, it's not that different, but I like the indie covers because each of the books has like its own accent color, if that makes sense. So yeah, excited to read one of the Twisted Sisters series. I know there's like sub-series or whatever. Alrighty, next I have The Ever King by LJ Andrews. This, I'm pretty sure, is dark fantasy romance, dark romance fantasy. I don't know. You get the gist. It's pretty thin, so this will probably be a quick read for me. I love the cover on this. It's very, I just love it. Like, I love the cover. Anyways, I digress. These are the books that I have to get to in the remainder of November. I'm currently reading 2, so we'll get to those. And then next we have Credence by Penelope Douglas. I know this is like the world's most controversial book. You guys, you either love it or you hate it. I think I should read it because everybody else has read it and puts in their 2 cents on the internet. So it's giving thriller, but I know it's dark romance. And I find a lot of dark romances more on the thriller side than I do as romances. Is that just me, or is that how dark romances are supposed to be? Like the whole premise of like The Hunting and Haunting Adeline screams thriller or like horror, but romance. I don't know. Is that what dark romance is? Like, I've only read 2 books and they were both on the thriller side of things. I do have some nonfiction books here. So I have The Body Keeps the Score. This is about trauma, how it affects mental, physical, every kind of form of health. Basically, trauma informed, y'all. I've read 15 pages of this. I soft DNF'd it in the summer because I wanted to read fiction. I have no excuse. Next, this might be a little controversial just because of the authors, and I know people are still coming off the high of the election. I Have Good Energy by Casey Means, Dr. Casey Means, and her husband Callie Means. So Casey Means was or is pro Make America Healthy Again, which I don't see the issue in that whole segment of things, okay? But this is her book written with her and her husband, and I haven't read a book like this in such a very long time. So I'm excited to read this. This is actually gifted to me for just background, I guess. I don't take this kind of material like nonfiction material very seriously. I do take like some concepts out of there and apply them to everyday life. Like I know there's a lot of self-help books that are marketed as psychology books. I take those with a grain of salt, right? Like I'm literally in school to learn about counseling. How do I help individuals with XYZ? Those books only really focus on the author's experiences with either their caseloads or whatever, their studies. There's not a lot of corroborating evidence that they provide, which it's their manifestation basically, or manifesto if you want to put it that way. A lot of those are not backed by scientific evidence, if that makes sense. I'm not discrediting the author and their work. I'm just saying you shouldn't take somebody else's story and apply it to yourself without the guidance of your own professional in your life, whether that's a psychiatrist, psychologist, doctor, whatever it may be. So yeah, I haven't read one of these books in a long time because I feel like they're very time consuming to read. There's a lot of good information in these kinds of books, especially if they do like cite sources and relevant studies. But if they don't, then one, I feel like my time is wasted, which is why I haven't been reading a lot of books. I've been reading a lot of scholarly articles and stuff like that, but I haven't been reading a lot of books because I find myself thinking I'm wasting my time while reading said book. Does that make sense? Sorry, that was a long yap session. All right, next are my holiday books. And then we'll go into what I'm currently reading, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But the next two books are part of the Christmas Notch series. I have A Holly Jolly Ever After and A Jingle Bell Mingle. These are by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I read book one a couple years ago. Picked this up last year when it came out, and then I picked this one up this year. I never got around to this one, so I need to read it this year, and then this is this year's book. I love these books. They are interconnected stories. I don't know if they're standalones. I'm a firm believer of reading things in order. So I would suggest reading book one first, A Merry Little Meet Cute. It's got like a pink cover vibe going on, and this one, and then this one. These books follow like this boy band called Ink, and it's called Ink because it's the first initials of each of the members in the boy band. And the female main characters, I know the one in book one, she is an OF model, if you will. They call it something different, I'm pretty sure, and they don't call Netflix, but basically in book one she's casted to be in this film, like a Hallmark film, which is not the normal content she makes. And the boy band Ink has split because of whatever, but one of the members from that is also casted for this movie, so they meet, and there's a lot of other things that go into their relationship and how he knows her because he purchases her content online. She knows him because she's had a crush on him because boy band. These books follow the other two boys. This one follows Winnie. She's also in the first book, and then this one follows Sunny, who is also in the first book. So you'll learn about these characters, their side characters in book one, and that's what I really love books in series like that. There you have it. Those are two Christmas books. I have one more, and it is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. So this is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, a retelling. I don't know much other than that. I saw this at Target, and I was just like, you know what? I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on TikTok, so I'm picking it up. I've never read any of Megan Quinn's books, so I don't know if there's open door scenes or anything like that. I just saw the two words in bed, so I'm assuming open door. It's also published by Bloom, so it's kind of it's telling. I'm excited to read this. Also, there's open door scenes in pretty much all of the books that I've shared with you. And the two books I'm currently reading are Daydream by Hannah Grace and Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. So very polar opposite type of vibes. But these are what I'm currently reading. I might pick up another book this weekend. I don't know. I'm just really not... I'm not in the mood to like read Daydream right now. Like I'll pick it up and I'll read it and then I'll get into it and then I'm like, okay, I'm putting it down. I don't find like this is what I'm in the mood for. It's back to school and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just not scratching the itch, you know? I need something else. I need something that's thrilling, okay? This is thrilling. What I really like about this book though right now is I'm only about 100 pages in, but it's an exact continuation. Like we ended here, we're picking it back up from right here. We're not jumping forward or anything. Like we are still present day from when book 1 left off to book 2. And honestly, I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't know how many books are supposed to come out for the Empyrean series. I think there's gonna be 5, which is a lot. I mean, these books are not small by any means. So I'm excited to finish this. I'm getting Onyx Storm. My boyfriend pre-ordered it for me in July. So I promised him I'd finish these before the end of the year. But yeah, that is it, you guys. Those are the books I'm currently reading. I want to know what book you really want to get to before the end of the year. Let me know in the comments below. And also let's comment a Christmas tree emoji, like just a tree emoji if you don't celebrate Christmas, because honestly, I'm here for the evergreens, okay? So yeah, if you made it this far into the end of the video, let's go ahead and leave a tree, like evergreen tree or Christmas tree emoji, whatever tickles your fancy. Go ahead and give my video a like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!